What's up, guys? So, as young as I can remember, I must have been 2, 3, 4. I always wanted to be an astronaut, go to space. Who didn't? What kid didn't? Baseball player, police officer, whatever your dream was, that was one of mine. So I never stopped thinking about space and time and travel and speed and distance. I'm a space nerd, you guys know that if you know me. So every day I kind of quiz my children, every day, on something. Some of it just seems like menial BS, but you know, they give me the eye roll usually, but I know they hear me, they get it, and I want to pass certain things on to them just to make them expand their mind and think differently. So when it came to, okay, I'm driving at 35 miles an hour right now, miles per hour. I read an obscure passage about the speed of light one day, a couple decades ago, probably 3 decades ago at this point. I was young, I was a kid. About my son's age, 9 maybe. And it just talked about how a beam of light, photons, can travel around the Earth approximately 7 times in 1 second. So at 9, you're like, whatever. Even now, you're like, wait, what? So a beam of light, the speed of light, can travel around the Earth approximately 7.5 times in 1 second. It's unfathomable to a human brain to even process that type of speed. But that's the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second, not per hour. 186,000 miles per second, not to be exact, but almost. That's the speed of light. Now, we know nothing can go through the universe faster than the speed of light. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere with this. So maybe. The universe is expanding. Big bang, boom, the universe is expanding faster than the speed of light. But we know that nothing can go through the universe faster than the speed of light. So that's the speed limit. The universal speed limit is that, 186,000 miles per second. So you look up at stars, you look up at the moon, which is out. It was out earlier. It doesn't have to be nighttime to see the moon, just so everybody knows. A lot of people don't know that. You look at the sun, which you shouldn't, but if you take a quick peek. If I look at the moon, the light from the moon took about 1.3, 1.5 seconds to hit my eyes. The photons, the light traveling. That's how far it is. The moon's about 225, 250,000 miles away, depending on where it's at when it's circling us, right? It changes, hence why we get tides. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. So that takes about 1.5 seconds to see the moon. Those light traveling to the moon and back, right? The sun, if you quickly glance at the sun, it's 93 million miles away, much different, much further. It takes light from the sun 8 minutes to hit the Earth. So if the sun explodes right now, we won't know it for 8 minutes, okay? Now look further. The stars you see at night are just in our Milky Way galaxy. We call it Milky Way galaxy because someone thought it looked like a spilled milk. We've never been outside of the Milky Way galaxy, so we don't know this for certain. But we're pretty sure we're a spiral galaxy with arms. Earth lays out on one of the long arms, the end of the spiral galaxy. There's hundreds of billions of stars in our one galaxy. A couple hundred years ago, a couple smart guys with telescopes looked out and found, and we're finding more every day, found hundreds of billions of other galaxies, all with their own star systems. The closest galaxy to us is Andromeda. So remember, we talked about 1 second for light to get to the moon, to our eyes. From the sun, it takes about 8 minutes back to Earth, about 8 minutes. To get to Andromeda, the closest galaxy to us, the Milky Way, at the speed of light, it would take 2.5 million years. We're not going anywhere quickly. So in my kid brain, I'm like, well, we got to be able to travel that distance somehow. So a lot of smart people out there, much smarter than me, think it's possible to warp space-time. So what the hell's that mean? A wormhole, what does that mean? Science fiction, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Remember, at one point, phones, microwaves, TVs, all seemed very stupid and like bad ideas. So I'm driving, I'll be careful here. Here's our Milky Way galaxy. Our Milky Way galaxy has hundreds of billions of stars, hundreds of billions in our galaxy. Our galaxy is about 100,000 light years across. That means that at the speed of light, follow me here, if I want to get from point A to point B, it's going to take me 100,000 years at the speed of light. And I dropped my phone, but we're going to keep this going. So follow me here. Some people think we can warp space-time. So what's that mean? Take my 2 fingertips and warp the space-time. So now that 100,000 years may be able to be crossed in an instant and then unwarped, and you just time traveled. Yes, it sounds ridiculous. You probably think I'm crazy. You might want to cancel your memberships. Hold your horses, because when I'm long, dusty, and my bones are done, someone is going to figure this out, because how else can we travel these distances? There's a way. We just haven't found it yet. So just something to think about, guys.